Good evening, everybody. Today I will be discussing how big of a fan I am of baseball now. If you're reading this headline here, my computer is killing me. But yeah. So I just wanted to do this article real quick because it's just funny. I'm not even going to discuss it long. But I wanted to mention a channel update afterwards, which is infinitely more important. So let's just get through this. If this video plays and blares audio, I apologize, but my computer simply cannot handle OBS and literally any other program, application, anything occurring at the same time. Like, I can't even scroll right now. Whatever. Alright, hopefully it's muted. Oh, man. Okay. Headline. San Francisco Giants coach Antone, or perhaps an interesting way of saying Antoine, maybe? Antoine Richardson accuses Mike Shildt of yelling expletive that, quote, reeked undertones of racism. And, full disclosure, I saw this while I was perusing the internet at work, and I remember reading the article really quick, and it may surprise you what was said. You read this headline and you read the quote, undertones of racism. So that usually would lead one to believe, what would imply an undertone of racism? Maybe someone told him to stop monkeying around. I don't know. Telling him to behave, or I don't know, making a cracking the whip joke or something as a means of telling someone or a group of people to get under control, something like that. Something that reeks undertones of racism from a white guy saying something to a black guy. So let's see what was actually said. San Francisco Giants coach Antoine Richardson, whose ejection Tuesday led to, and this is just, they might have only, this article is so ridiculous, but ESPN might have published it just because it was a historic diversity moment, I suppose, for women in baseball. So yeah, take that, baseball heads. But yeah, so the ejection Tuesday led to Alyssa Naken's historic coaching debut has accused San Diego Padres coach Mike Shildt of yelling an expletive at him that, quote, reeked undertones of racism. Richardson, who is capital B black, provided a lengthy explanation for his third inning ejection after San Francisco's 13-2 victory over San Diego. The Giants' first base coach said that the incident started when Shildt, who is the Padres' third base coach, approached San Francisco's dugout. We have a confrontation imminent. After a brief exchange between the coaches, Richardson said Shildt, who is white, who is lowercase w white, gotta love that, yelled, "You need to control that mother effer," to the Giants dugout, which prompted Richardson's reaction and ultimately his ejection by umpire Greg Gibson. So there's one line of quotes there from the white racists. Is there anything additional that was said? because, I'm just reading this and forgive me, but I struggle to find the racism. But let's continue. Schilt yelled, "You need to control that mother effer," Richardson told reporters. At that point in time, I went to the top step and said, "Excuse me?" because I couldn't believe what I heard. At that point in time, Gibson, the crew chief, decided to toss me from the game. That's pretty funny. That's poetic justice. He believes he's been aggressed upon by a racist white man, and he's the one that actually ends up getting ejected from the game. So there is justice in this world. Baseball's still kind of lame though, but we'll take what we can get, right, fellas? Alright, let's see. Quote, "I say this because his words were disproportionately unwarranted." That seems redundant. Disproportionately unwarranted as opposed to what? Proportionately unwarranted? Interesting rhetoric. Word choice. Whatever. Disproportionately unwarranted and reeked undertones of racism when he referred to me as "that mother effer," as if I was to be controlled, or a piece of property, or enslaved. I think it's just really important we understand what happened tonight. Isn't that just grand? He didn't call him... Listen, when I say he didn't call him boy or anything like that, you know what, I guess that might sound a little racist, TBH. But he didn't even do that. He called him a mother effer. That's like the most ambiguous thing you could say. You ever been to a sporting event? Talk trash, whatever. If you're a delicate, thin-skinned little baby boy like Mr. Richardson here, I feel like you would kind of prefer to be called mother effer or a pussy or a bitch, as opposed to, I don't know, boy or darky or, I don't know, nigga. Something like that. Mother effer is, as far as these, high adrenaline, high testosterone sports heads go, that's pretty nice and respectful, in my opinion. But when he was called mother effer by this white man, by what's Leonardo DiCaprio's name in Django? Something Candy? Calvin Candy. when this Calvin Candy like figure approached him and called him a mother effer, it evoked emotions of slavery and oppression. Yeah. And frankly, I can certainly see where he's coming from. If I were a capital B black man and someone said that to me, which is something that guy says probably at least a couple times a week, I would be inconsolable. That sentence is just so... This is beating a dead horse, but we say all of this just seems like dystopian, and like it seems too out there to believe. But this probably takes the cake. Like, this is up there with like that trans swimmer. The black guy got called a mother effer, He referred to me as that mother effer, as if I was to be controlled or a piece of property or enslaved. I'm gonna have to blow the whistle there. I'm gonna have to call the reach on Black. Reach on Black, going the other way. I thought I'd seen it all. Like this is more out there than like Kaepernick stuff. You know, with saying police brutality and stuff like that. He's mostly wrong, but to say that the police never abuse their power or anything like that, you know, there's an argument for whether it's racially motivated or not, but to say there's not a problem with the police, I realize now that that's probably not true. But this, a white man calling a black man mother effer, can evoke feelings of A, being controlled, B, being a piece of property, C, enslaved, or D, all the above. That's where we're at right now. You know, frankly, as far as the big three in America goes with sports, football, basketball, baseball, yeah, baseball had that name change in the offseason. The Indians became the Guardians, I believe. But other than that, they're not really in the news all that much for, like, you know, SJW, New World Order propaganda and nonsense and stuff like that. And this article, in all honesty, is going to get swept under the rug because this is just too absurd to be to catch on. That was a weird stutter there. Maybe I'm having a stroke. But yeah, this is sad, but this sentence kind of just encapsulates what being a sports head in 2022 is like. You can't even like talk shit anymore. Talk trash. Excuse me. Soon a white guy's gonna look at a black guy funny in some professional or college sport, and that'll be enough to get the kid removed from the team or whatever. Probably not far off. But yeah, I think it's just really important we understand what happened tonight. Yes, please elaborate. Quote, and the second part that's equally disappointing is that me being tossed by that umpire empowers this coach to continue to have conversations like that with people like me, and that's really unfortunate. That's what happened tonight. Yeah, I mean, normally, if he called him boy or nigga or something like that, I'm sure that would have been policed right then and there. But the umpires aren't enforcing, you know, run-of-the-mill trash talk like mother effer. I don't think that's ever happened, unless you say it at the umpire. But this is fair game as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, but not in addition to that, this guy Richardson is concerned that this coach is going to continue calling black people mother effer. Do we really think he's genuinely concerned about that? I doubt it, but we can never underestimate the degree of which people are truly brainwashed in this country. So who knows? Let's see. Richardson said he did not curse or use any vulgar language at any point during the incident, but was told he was ejected for instigating. Based. That's pretty funny. Oh, you're black? Ejected for instigating. That's a pretty funny thought. The umpire said to me that I was instigating, Richardson said. At that point in time, I asked, this person called me a mother effer, and I'm being an instigator? Yeah, I guess. You should be able to handle that mano y mano. You. Wait, let me reread that. Yeah, crying out like a little bitch. That's instigating. Yeah, this is just so fantastical to me. Like, I just picture, like, that umpire didn't know what happened. Like, what if this guy lied and said, like, the guy called him the N-word or something? Probably would have been a different ending. Like, imagine you're just... No, this is weird. But, like, a white guy and a black guy are sitting next to each other somewhere. And the white guy... They're not even looking at each other, not even talking to each other. And the white guy just says, nigga. Or even a hard R at the end. So there's a white guy and a black guy sitting next to each other. And doesn't matter the race of this third person. They're just sitting on the bench across from him. But he's got headphones in, so he doesn't hear any dialogue. So this white person just says that because he's autistic and has Tourette's. And the third guy's just staring forward with headphones on. Didn't read lips or anything, just looking forward. So the N-word is said, and the black guy just starts wailing on this. This is a hypothetical, by the way. The black guy just starts wailing on the white guy. And this third person, the one with headphones in, is the only witness. And in a normal world, his testimony would read back something like, I saw no provocation or anything, and this black man started physically assaulting this white man across from me. But we're at the point now, and this is all, this is nothing new, this is common knowledge, but how did we get here where the black man can say, well, he said this, and you'll get waves of social media backlash and support saying, oh, well, that changes everything. There was racism involved, there was potential racism involved, or quote unquote underlying tones, or what someone said reeked of underlying tones of racism. Well, this wasn't instigated by the guy who beat the shit out of the other. Rather, it was instigated by the white man for uttering the 5 or 6 letters. That's just an extreme example, but in this case, he said mother effer. And this provoked, obviously no violence ensued, but the overarching point is the same. White guy says something, provokes black guy cries racism. If he had struck this white coach, he would have defended his actions, and there would have been some contingent of people defending this black coach for it would have, and I don't know, that maybe this is me being hopeful. I feel like it would be a tough sell just because mother effer is racially ambiguous, but hopefully you get the point. Very, very dystopian times. But the black guy got ejected, so that's pretty funny. Let's see. Neither Shildt nor Padres manager Bob Melvin commented on the incident Tuesday night, but Richardson and Shildt met for a brief conversation on the field before Wednesday afternoon's game in San Francisco. Richardson and Shildt shook hands multiple times and hugged at one point during the exchange. Oh, so they made up. Oh yeah, and another thing too. He said he was provoked by underlying tones of racism or whatever. That's done. That's a very calculated move. That's not done to merely just get swept under the rug. That's done to create sound bites, get media attention. He wanted consequences for the white guy. This is obvious. This happens in like our political world all the time. Just this concern trolling, yeah, all that nonsense. So he was probably, I don't like using the terms butthurt or salty, but so I won't. He was upset that, and you know what they say, like in sports, they always, like when there's a foul or like an ejection, they always catch the second guy. That's probably what happened here. He was mad that he got the short end of the stick and got ejected by the umpires, and he probably had an emotional, non-thinking breakdown where he thought to himself, what is the highest likelihood? What is something I can do that will provide the highest likelihood of let's see. I don't want to say bad. That's pretty pea brain. Whatever. Bad consequences for this white guy. And I guess racism won out. But yeah, it looks like they made up already. So this is just nonsense. No one cares. This is the manager of this guy talking. I trust Antoine's judgment 100%, Kapler said. I trust Antoine's judgment on the matter, and I know that Antoine was not out of control at all, and that anything that was said to insinuate that he was is totally inappropriate. He didn't instigate any part of this. Alright, more talk about women. Richardson, who is from the Bahamas, said he shared his account of the incident because he wants to help, quote, people who look like me, end quote. At this point, I guess black people just prefer that white people didn't talk to them at all. Feelings mutual, pal. Just kidding. But at this point, it's probably the safe thing to do. If we can get accused of racism for just typical sports trash talk, there can be no more conversing with these people out of fear that there will be insinuations of racism. Yeah, but I'm sure he's real concerned about people who look like him being called the F word. I'm not emotional or mad or anything, but real talk, this guy is, he's scum. We know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get that white coach in trouble, and it didn't work. But regardless, the intent is what matters. So this guy can go to hell. Let's see. It's important that we bring awareness to this, Richardson said. Unfortunately, this is what exists in our world. A little self-awareness check. And I think it's important that we understand when we do make comments and we do take actions like this, what that means. That doesn't make any sense. What that means for communities. Yeah, I mean, what are the implications of that? You can't use quote unquote or faux racism as a shield for all criticism or trash talk, or just a shield for anything you don't like. Like, you're in the professional sporting world. Not everything is going to be, tulips and daisies and happy talk. You know, sometimes things will get unpleasant when emotions and tensions run high. And if you can't take the heat, then go back to Africa. uh, Bet you weren't expecting that. Bet you were expecting me to say, then get out of the kitchen. But I like to surprise you. But I'm not a racist. That was a joke. I disavow racism. But yeah, this is all nonsense. I share this story not just for myself, but I share this story for other people that look like me. Okay, we know. I know I've had the full support of my teammates and others, that I would be letting them down if I did not share this story tonight. Yeah, I'm sure they'd be devastated if they didn't hear you. They didn't hear your sob story, that you couldn't handle the banter. If I'm on this guy's team, I'm thinking to myself, geez, like what a bitch. What a big pussy this guy is. This guy's my coach. This guy's going to lead me into battle on game day. If someone calls him a mother effer, he's going to wilt and go suck his thumb in the corner and speak to the media. I don't want that guy, standing next to me on the front lines. That guy's a pussy. That's just my opinion. Maybe his teammates think otherwise, but I doubt it. But this guy's living in his own world, his own delusions. So yeah, that's baseball. Baseball confirmed base now. I like baseball more than football and MMA, perhaps. If this is what's going on, more incidents of racism, then maybe it's growing on me. Maybe I'll have to tune in for a game or two because there's only 500 games in the season. But yeah, so that's basically it. Not important, really. This isn't going to go anywhere just because of how ridiculous it is. But yeah, so my channel update, I can't open Microsoft Word because my name is linked to it for some reason. And I think if I sign out, I might lose all my documents. I'm not sure, so I need to tinker with that. But as far as original content, like I've just usually been going over news and like reacting and stuff. But as far as being an original content creator, what I think I'm going to start doing, I don't know if I can live stream this, and there's really no point anyway because no one watches live. But I think I'm going to start recording a video or a series of videos of me just writing essays, like writing papers from scratch. Seeing if I still got it. Something that I liked to do before. But like I said, that was one of the main goals of my channel because I think it's helpful and it will help people. Help the young groypers of America First that are still in school, college, high school, maybe even middle school. Yeah, I'm just going to take any, probably related to sports, but any topic that is interesting to me. I'll probably keep it between 5 and 10 pages, double spaced. But yeah, I'm just going to show my process starting from scratch. Maybe work like an hour to 2 hours at a time, break it up that way. Just because it is a process, but this paper will probably be shorter. So I might be able to bang it out in a couple sessions. I don't know if I'll do it back to back, and especially because this weekend is Easter and I'm going to see my family. But yeah, basically I'll be starting that, just showing, because the hardest part is starting. So I'll be showing how I start, my processes, how I research, how to look stuff up, how I implement my style. because that's a really underrated aspect of writing. If you have an identifiable and unique style, professors and teachers will let you slide on stuff. If they can like hide the top formatting and just start reading your paper and be like, oh, that's John D. Groiper's writing. That goes a long way with some people. So I'll show how I implement my style, correct grammar, correct spelling, stuff like that. Some may think that that particular content is dry, perhaps, but I think its importance outweighs its dryness. So I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna force myself to do it. So that'll be this channel's original content as opposed to what I've mostly been doing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So that's basically it. Thank you for whoever ends up watching this. Share with friends, share with family, share with your pets, share with everyone. Thanks. Goodbye.